This video will tell you about subsegments in memory. I am very sorry for using Google Translate as narrator, but it is the most accessible narrator in the web, although it was designed primarily for people to make fun of its translation. So we know that every computer has its memory, or, as my teacher prefers to call it, RAM. We also know that to be executed tasks are firstly loaded into the main memory and are renamed to processors. The question is, why are they renamed? Let's ask Chris Martin.
We welcome the one, the only Chris Martin.
Hey Chris, why are tasks called processes when they are loaded into the memory?
I'll tell you.
So in the memory for each process there is a segment of a variable size that is split into smaller parts called subsegments. Those parts are code segment, data segment, stack segment and some free space, and it is not necessary for them to be physically next to each other. Memory Manager assigns logical addresses to data and deals with them. Now let's look at each segment and its function. Code segment stores the actual instructions of the program. Its size is fixed but is different for different processes, so it can store the exact amount of data needed to keep the code. Data segment stores the data of processes, the variables and the constants. Its size is also fixed and is also different for different processes. The stack segment stores the stack of data needed for process to run the subroutines and loops, and it is allowed to shrink or grow by using some of the free space segment or all of it. In the second case, something called stack overflow occurs. Even though it is closely related to poor programming, it is not that website for programmers sharing their personal life challenges is the error caused by infinite or too complicated loops.
Got way too complicated for me.
Stack Overflow can either raise an exception terminating the program, or be handled by expanding the segment for the process. This was my presentation on memory subsegments. Hope this has changed your entire life.